Welcome back everyone to FRL, doing it in the old traditional fashion way of recording videos these days, but qualifying over and done with, and the big surprise, Oliver, Ruti out on top, Kazizel in second, Yona in third, and Ruti 1.5 tenths clear of Kazizel, which I find quite shocking given how close the field actually was.
Yeah, definitely, and we didn't even see him in pre-season testing, so we didn't even expect to see him really up high. And nice to see Kazizel back. Even when he was in season 13, he was already strong in Bahrain anyway. So I feel like Bahrain is one of his favourite little circuits, and very surprised as Jensen's in P11.
He is, and he's on a set of medium compounded tyres. He got out-qualified by Remco in the end. Remco, of course, making his standing point up from F2 last season as well. So Remco in 10th, Jensen there in 11th. But Ruti all out on top, Kazizel second, Yona in third. Looking through the strats, of course, top 10 qualifying on that set of soft compounded tyre. Everyone else has now a free choice. Jensen there in 11th, MedTC in 12th. There is a bit of a glitch, by the way. I'm not sure if Macho picked up a 5-second penalty in qualifying. He's starting right at the back of the field. I swore he was around 13th or 14th.
He was really up high. I think he was up like probably 16th though.
Yeah.
He wasn't like too high, but he definitely wasn't at the back of the grid. That was someone else, but I really couldn't remember because it's like not on stream. So we can't go back on the highlights because of technical issues. But if we can just remember with our knowledge, but well, I can't. Hopefully James can like store everything like the bird nest. But other than that. Yeah, Macho was not like there at all. So he must have caught a 5-second time penalty, well, 5 grid penalty, and that would be very, very interesting to see how Macho would push himself up to the field. For mediums drivers, anyway, they say one stop, mediums, then hards. Or medium soft. I don't think it's going to be a good idea because the track is dark, not going to be hot, and you will be definitely struggling on the hards if a safety car does come out, so you won't keep those tyres warm.
Yeah, definitely. So, soft mediums, I think, will be the better strategy around here. But we all better get going for the first time in FRL Season 14. F1, round number 1 on the championship is about to begin. We're just waiting on Davidenko to ready up. And now the 5 red lights come on here in FRL for F1. And the 5 red lights are now out. And it is... Lights out and away we go, and Ruti Holland absolutely flies off the start. Kazizel and Yona is going to run side by side as well. Barak just lagging there in slightly, but he's going to go 3 wide and towards turn number 1. Tries to get the inside on Kazizel. Kazizel holds sway there in second. Yona in third, but Ruti Holland still leads the way through turn 1. Bit of contact further down the field. Peter Vol, I think, has been caught up in an instant with Kachau, who's dropped down the field as well. Ruti Holland, though, leads the way. Very clean stop by everyone. Kazizel there in second, Yona in third. Now the real pinch point on the circuit. Coming through turn 4. Jensen is now going around the outside of Remco. I was just about behind, actually, Remco, but he's there in P10. Bonti has dropped towards the back of the field. Davidenko was going side by side with Macho through the S section of 5 and 6, and now through 7, and then in toward the right-hander of turn number 8. But it's Ruti Holland out on top, Kazizel in second, but Yona is now attacking him to the outside line, in towards turn 9 and 10. Doesn't get the move done. Ruti Holland holds the lead, and he's absolutely flying away from the field by 7/10 of a second. Is Yona going to have a run at Kazizel in towards turn 11? Perhaps not. Bonti bites through on Harmon, who's made a mistake right at the back of the field. I think everyone though is quite clear. Ruti though out on top, Kazizel in second, Yona in third. Looking at the early position gains, 5 for Macho, 3 for Davidenko. The rest have gained literally diddly squat in terms of 1 position and maybe 2 positions. Teok as well gaining 3. Most positions lost to Harmon and Bunty. They've lost 4 and 6 respectively at the end of lap 1. The top 5 remain the same. Ruti out on top, Kazizel in second and Yona in third, and that was quite a clean first lap, apart from Harmon, I think, who might have front wing damage at the back.
He definitely does. I did see that damage earlier. I did see like a flying end plate out of nowhere, and it was Harmony's flying end plate. I think, unfortunately, although he made damage on the left, the Lords of Physics have decided to say, no, we don't work like that. We'll just take your right end plate off. And that is very unfortunate because he definitely got hope for a safety car to really come back to life for his race battle as more battles are going on. As you can see now, Remco and Ryan side by side.
No way.
And this is going to be interesting.
Oh, never going to work.
Oh, no. That's just unfortunate. I thought it was going to go, like, interestingly, like Hamilton and Rosberg in 2014. But it just went Hamilton and Spinella. And it just, unfortunately, didn't work out.
Ryan, to be honest, gave a bit of a lack of room there on the inside, but Remco shouldn't have been down the inside line, so I think they're both really at fault for the incident, and they both can learn from an incident like that as we go through the season as well. So the first incident of the season, that is Remco and obviously Ryan getting into contact coming through turn number 5, the right-hander through 5 and then through 6 and 7 obviously, but he is still in the race, which is good. He's right down the back of the field there. Remco, by the way, is also on that set of soft compounder tyres, so he's going to try and get through the field early on. Ruti Luad on top, 0.4 of a second clear of Kazizel. Kazizel, though, was keeping him honest at this stage, and we saw with Kazizel last season, especially in Jeddah, which is obviously the next round of the championship, him and Jensen did have a very good fight in the final lap of that race, and I really hope you're going to tune in for that, of course, as well next week. But Ruti Luad on top, Kazizel in second, Yona in third, down and towards turn 1 we go. Physico, I thought was getting close to the back of Jensen, his teammate, not quite close enough. Davydenko on the back of Macho coming through turn number 1 as well. He's not quite close enough either. Remco was struggling in that set of soft compounder tyres as well. But everyone just taking their time and not obviously trying to rush for any moves, really. Speaking of moves, Macho round the outside of Teo coming through turn number 4, hangs him out to dry. Davydenko's going to get involved in this as well, but Macho does get the move done. Very good commitment from the WR man. He is through and he's into P13, of course part of the academy team at WR. He's into 13. Davydenko now tastes fresh blood with T-Hawk just in front of him.
Yeah, definitely, not too bad. And it is unfortunate with Davydenko, but he's recovering a bit better. And he's like, right, okay, I've had that spin, and he really needs to be careful of those rear tyres. That DRS has been deployed with T-Hawk. The DRS is now activated, and it hopefully would be interesting to see if Kazizel would go for the move as on lap 14. With Rudy. We'll just keep an eye on that, and it's going to be interesting, as these drivers shouldn't really get a lot of penalties, because this is not like hard. Well, it is harsh with the penalties, but that's only on the exit, but that's on driver error, not on the track. As we do see Kazizel now activating DRS. Do you think he's going to go for it?
No.
I think he might.
No. Definitely not. He'll back off down and towards turn 1. Exactly what I thought. He backs off in towards turn 1. Keeps that ERS. Physical, by the way, is getting overtaken by... Oh, actually, Physical overtakes Jensen, I should say. So Jensen gets the overtake. Jensen, basically, loses the overtake to Physical. Physical Foonies into P9. Jensen and P10 side by side between MedTC and Bombastic, and there's a bit of contact further down the field. And then as Macho and Kachao, I think, came into contact, and Kachao, and that's the safety car as MedTC gets the move done on Bombastic. Yeah, safety car deployed, and Kachao, Hammond's nowhere near him to follow actually through. But I think Macho and Kachao might have tried to go side by side coming out of 2 and 3. One of them's probably got caught on the curb, or they've just got interlocked with each other on their wheels, and that is why they're down at the back of the field, and Kachao obviously out the race and deploys the first safety car of the season. Ruti Luad out on top, Kazizel second, Yona on third, and now we can pretty much try and take a break. But very good action in the first opening 3-4 laps of the race, and obviously top 5 pretty much holding as they are.
Yeah, definitely. It was unfortunate to see Kachao out of the race, and it just looks like, unfortunately, I know this is going to sound like a horrific accident, it just looked like the same thing of Roman Grosjean, but instead of seeing a Russian Kvyat snag the back of him, he just lost it on the curb, and the car just couldn't really stay with it no more. Just made his front end just drop, and it's just unfortunate to see Kachao out, and that's just the first retirement, unfortunately, but hopefully he should come back better than ever in the second round, as we keep an eye on everyone now coming in for the soft runners. Definitely going to be changing those tyres. I think they're going to go mediums and then back to soft, as Davydenko gets a 5-second time penalty speeding in the pit lane. That's unfortunate.
A lot of pit stops actually happening, and interestingly, Kazizel has gone into a set of hard compounder tyres. Now that screams to me Ruti Luad's tyres are not going to get to the end of the race. They're going to last 24 laps to the end of the race. Cazizzel's tyres, they can probably go until the cows come home, to be honest. They're in 9th position. On that set of hards, he can make it quite easily in terms of the actual tyres. Rooty Hullett there on a set of mediums. For me, I think Cazizzel's done the right call there. He initially is going to be very slow in terms of the hard compounded tyres, but once he gets into the race, it's going to be around 9 or 10 laps, I think, for him to get on board. But once Cazizel latches onto the back of Rooty Hullett, and as long as he can stay within a second of him, he should be right there towards the end of the finish. But Jonaman behind, crucially, on that sort of medium compounded tyre, he normally has better tyre wear than some of the guys ahead of him. So I think Jona's tyres probably will get to the end of the race, judging if he is very easy on his tyres.
Yeah, definitely. You've just got to try and prevent any lockups at turn 1 and turn 10. They are the devil corners on the front left and the right. You just really got to be easy on that brake. As I don't know if that was you or not, but look what Jonah's doing on the straight. He was braking and full throttle on the little board screen on the right, next to the pit board and the fuel. As I'm wondering if he's trying to burn a lot of fuel up, just so he don't, like, over fuel. Because some drivers, I think they would just, like, be risky and try and go, like, less under fuel. So, like, you'd probably say under a tank of fuel, or probably 2 tanks of fuel. And hopefully we can try and sit on their steering wheel display without the racing helmets. If you can see green, they'll be over, and they're on red. They'll be under as T-Hawk just fakes it. Looks like he's going to go for the pits, but he's not. Just trying to weave those tyres and keeping the tyres nice and warm. And someone has gone in the pits.
Davydenko, I think, has come into the pit lane to serve up a 5-second penalty that he's picked up. So Davydenko, exactly what he's doing. 5-second penalty is going to be served up. The crew now will get to work now and put on a fresh set of medium compounded tyres. So obviously he's got rid of that 2-stop strategy. Nice looking mechanic, by the way, there. Davydenko's coming out the pit lane. The Spaniard, down there in P19, I think he's probably worthy of better, I think, in terms of his result. Hopefully he can get a good result here tonight. Of course, there's still a long way to go. They're under the Aston Martin safety car, of course, and of course the Aston Martin safety car is getting a new look for 2022. If you haven't already seen, it is going to be, I think, a new upgraded Vantage, if I'm not mistaken. So they're obviously going to be adding that. And I saw a bit of news, by the way, about F1 2022, the actual game, not the actual season. The actual game, apparently there's going to be some form of announcement from one of the guys that reviews games. He's got over 150,000 viewers, and I'm trying to see who the guy is actually called, but I'm pretty sure I saw information. It's not about Ultimate Team coming into F1 2022, apparently, is what has been said. I'm just trying to find the comment if I can on Twitter. You'll probably find it before me, given that we're going to probably go racing very soon indeed. And yeah, I seem like I can't find the actual comment, but definitely something about F1 2022 coming later on in the week in terms of news. Oh, as MedTC has nearly spun coming out of turn 11. He got caught luckily, there's no gravel there. Safety car, by the way, in this lap. Yeah, luckily, MedTC, there was no gravel there, otherwise he would have been quite beached, and he would have been Michael Schumacher. Obviously, when the track had its first layout around here, probably wouldn't have ended up a bit like that. But Jensen now, the virtual safety car, the virtual Bert Marlander, he is now the virtual safety car, and he is now on the run in towards turn number 14, and he's got pretty much MedTC behind him. MedTC, by the way, his teammate in TTML F1, so little bit of rivalry going on here, I think, between them both, the Alpine and the Mercedes, and Jensen says, oh, I thought he was going to say go now, he says, go, he failed to go there, but on the run, look at the gap, actually, that Macho has left, 7th position, he's well down the field, he's 9/10 off the back of Bunty coming down in towards turn number 1, Jensen leads the way, MedTC in second, is Bombastic going to try and go for the move? No, Tio tries to loop it around the outside, the German doesn't get the move done, further down the field, though, Barak and Henry are going side by side, a little bit of lag there from Barak, and Barak back now on the back of Henry. Pettervoll, by the way, is through on Teok, and I think Teok's going to be outdone by Bunty perhaps in towards turn number 4 as well. He is not, but actually Bunty now down the inside line, tries to get the move done, not quite close enough. Barak, by the way, still in behind on Henry, didn't get those hards working. Jensen though leading the way, MedTC in second, Bombastic in third, and because everyone's stuck in a car train, basically, as Yona tries to go all the way around the outside of Kazizzle. This will be brilliant if he can pull it off, and he has, surely. Yona on the inside line, surely going to get the move done. Ruti Hullett, by the way, is going around the outside of Macho and towards turn number 9 and 10. And he is on the outside line there. The McLaren on the back of the Mercedes. Yona, though, has absolutely looped that around the outside of Kazizzle. That is a fantastic move. He'll be very proud of that one. And now Macho fights back on Ruti Hullett. Hopefully they don't get into contact. And Ruti Hullett around the outside of turn 11. She'll get the move done. He has got the move done. Brilliant driving. And Yona's going to follow through, I think, on this as well. He absolutely sends it on Macho into turn 12. Gets the job done through 13. And Yona Thuni's into P8. And Macho now caught completely sleeping. And now Kazizzle goes back on through on him, and Macho possibly could be coming into the pit lane. I'm not sure if he's got a bit of damage, but Jensen still leads. MedTC in second, Bombastic in third. Who thought we would have been having battles further down the field compared to further up the field? Brilliant racing.
Definitely, and that is very critical. I thought Jonah was literally going to try and get past Macho. As Macho, I confirmed, no damage. I just think he just got the car all loosey-goosey, as Daniel Ricciardo would say it, and just unfortunately just put too much welly on that car. But yeah, this is going to be very critical, because it doesn't matter where Jensen met TC, but Bombastic, Pettervoll, T-Hawk and all that. It doesn't matter where they are, because at the end of the day, with someone spinning out, I think that's Hammy again, with, oh god, I'm lost my words here. Yeah, with Cassidy and Jonah, they are basically battling for the net first, as it's
physical. Down the inside line of Ryan, coming to the left-hander of turn number 10. I think Ruti Hullett, by the way, has got the move done on Bunty, which you might have been on board with then. Ruti Hullett's through, and he's into P6, and Physical's through, and he's into P14, and Yona dives down the inside of Bunty. Bunty fights back, though. He's on the inside line for 11. Bunty now, Yona, sorry, on the inside line for 12, and now on the inside for 13. Should be later on the break. Surely here, Yona, down on the inside line. Should get the move done. Just about gets the move done. Bunty's not giving up, though. He's in the slipstream of Ruti, but now he gives up, and Jonas through, and he's into 7, and Barak is through on Henry. Tell you what, this is a fantastic race. Kazizzle, how did he launch that from there? Kazizzle just launched one on the back of Bunty. McLaren's finding out, I don't know where to turn. We need another Ted Kravitz here in the commentary box. Ruti Hullett on the back of Teal. Pettervoll is a sitting duck running down the straight in towards turn number 1, but Pettervoll stays in 4th. Ruti Hullett through, and he's into 5th. Teal through to 6th. And breathe! And I don't think we're going to be breathing for long, because Ruti Hullett's on the back of Pettervoll coming up the hill and towards turn number 4. Yona's going to try and get Teok as well. And shooting down the inside, gets the job done easily. Ruti Hullett through, and he's into 4th. Now we can breathe.
Jonah might not, it's not over yet, James, because we're going to have a nice little breath, as Jonah's now going to try and drop the inside of T-Hawk, backs out, thinks of it, might go ready outside of T-Hawk at turn 8, need to be easy on that power, and this is just going to make Kazizzle just make him grow more grey hairs and rip those hands out, grab his hands up the inside, as Kazizzle was like saying, right, you can do it, I can get you, and I'm coming after you. I'm on the hard, maybe slow, but I am not giving up. And this is just like a massive fight. It's like they're thinking it's the final race of the title of the championship. We're only in the first race, lads. Calm down.
Calm down indeed. Yeah, Jensen leading the way. MedTC in second, Bombastic in third. Look at the way the front 3, by the way, pulled through. Ruti there 2.1 seconds behind. Pettervoll there in 5th. Yona there in 6th. On the run down, in towards turn number 14 and 15, and Yona, I think, is surely going to get the move on Pettervoll. Down in towards turn number 1. The Williams already now pulling out of the slipstream. He will pull out of the slipstream very soon, and he's going to saunter past the Ferrari down the inside line, draws alongside, might just need to use up a little bit more EOS to get the move done. Bombastic, by the way, he's just gone around the outside of MedTC. What a move that is by Bombastic. Throoney's into 2nd, Yona Throoney's into 5th, and now MedTC's going to have a battle back of Bombastic. Not getting the move done. Bunty, though, on Teok. This could be quite interesting between them both. The McLaren and the Aston Martin. On the outside line goes Bunty, trying to loop it all the way around the outside turn 4.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, because it's all through on Pettervoll, and Bunty still side by side on Teok. Doesn't get the move done.
Did I say Cassidy? I mean Kazizzle, sorry. Yeah, Kazizzle made the move on Pettervoll. Sorry to interrupt there, James. And, yeah, it's very, very interesting. very interesting race as Tom is like trying to go around the outside of Henry.
Nice.
Gets him. Henry, just looking up, really putting that nose up where it should not belong, and he got him. Not bad from Tom. We'll just see now, because I feel like Matro's struggling on those mediums. He's on 9 laps on the mediums, as Tom's only 4 laps on the hard. Henry going for a spin. Unfortunately, caught down the air. Thank goodness he was ghosting, because he was literally going for, like, Remco was not slowing down, and if Ghost was not on, it would have been a massive, massive shunt. That is so good that Ghosting is on.
Yep, right on end plate damage on the car as well, so Henry will be trooping back into the pit lane. Métis C on the back of Bombastic. Is he going to launch it down in towards turn number 1? No, waiting behind. I think we're going to get further moves though down the field. Tom on the back of Macho for 11th and 12th. Looks to be interesting. Bunty neatly locks up into the back of T-Hawk and all of that as well. Gosh. And now Tom on the outside line through turn number 2. Now through the right hand of turn 3. A bit of hand of rage there from Tom, but he gets the job done. And Physical might come through on this as well. Down the inside and towards turn 4. Is he going to get the move done? No, I think Macho's just going to be ahead of him coming out of turn 4. And yeah, Physical's not going to go for the move. And Macho stays in 12th, and there's a yellow flag. And that is Harmon round once again. Hasn't been the race for Harmon. He may as well come into the pit lane and retire as far as I'm concerned.
Definitely, and on a massive, massive, beautiful camera view of the helicopter cam on Macho. I just hope you got that view, because that was a really nice, really nice view of seeing everyone just getting close as Harmony, like you said, returns into the pits with his soldiers and hopefully just repair that car quick as Jensen, as we've noticed, Jensen just decided just to pack his bag. It's like, right, that's it. I'm going to the next Grand Prix. I'm going to Saudi Arabia, and I'm just going to book a massive, massive VIP flight. And Jensen's on his own with Métis and Bombastin with Rudy now trying to get the battle with DRS now. Métis, like you say, James, is a sitting duck. Is Bombastin going to go for it? Or is he going to wait? I think he's going to wait. And just get that other DRS line.
T-Hawk's going to get the move done on Pettervold down and towards turn 1 though, and he doesn't wait for the move to happen, so T-Hawk Thuney's into 7th, Pettervold though on the back of this, and we'll focus on this battle for now. Matchup was getting quite close to the back of Tom. Bunty though, will take it on board with Bunty, as Pettervold now fights back with the DRS, and Bunty follows in the train, goes around the outside of T-Hawk in towards turn 4, Pettervold did get the move done, and T-Hawk and Bunty make collision. T-Hawk will get that 3-second time penalty removed. I think there was induced contact there between T-Hawk and Bunty, and probably more Bunty trying to go around the outside line and then try and loop it on the inner. Tom is forced off track by
Baraka. That was very close. Luckily, it wasn't just like almost like rip the front left tyre off. No, that's the right tyre. Learn your left and right. Crikey. But now, luckily for Tom, he didn't get that tyre ripped off. And hopefully, as Hamid has retired into the pit lane, no safety car needed. Yeah, Pettervold is really slowing them down. That's also T-Hawk and Bunty, while Baraka and Tom are on the hards, and hopefully these hards should now come to life as the medium tyres should go a bit downhill. But it all depends, because now we arrive, hopefully we arrive on board with T-Hawk. Because it's a battle.
Ruti Hullett's on the back of Bombastic. It's going to be 3 wide down the straight. Even towards number 1. Métis an absolute sitting duck. And look at Harmon's AI. Please get out of the way. For goodness sake. Bombastic in second. Métis in third. Bombastic is Thuney's into second. This is the problem on Jonas heading into a spin. Jonas heading into a spin. And that's what happens when you get an AI coming out of the pit lane. And something like that absolutely happens. It's just completely and utterly ridiculous. Jonas gets caught on the outside curb through turn number 2. I think there's a bit of contact with Zizzle in that. No fault of their own. They had to take a voting action in the AI. Probably got distracted.
Oh my goodness! How did Tom do that? He made all those 3 mates cheapers. T-Hawk. Wow, that is amazing. Through the SS, it was 3 wide with Tom, Baraka, and T-Hawk. And T-Hawk's tyres are fading fast. As a Lightning McQueen reference, and those tyres have like just been shot down. It's just unfortunate, but how did Tom get through that? He was in the middle.
Look at the speed of Lou! Speed of Lou going around the outside of T-Hawk as well through turn number 11. Respect given. The Dutchman's on the inside line now for 12. T-Hawk will not give this up lightly. Lou on the inside line. Oh shoot, he's going to force him out wide. Petavola's gone for a spin through turn number 12 as well. Got caught in the curb, I think, the Ferrari. And the Checkman now down in P16. Lou in 11. T-Hawk there in 12. But Jensen leads the way. Bombastic in second. And now Bombastic fakes it coming into the pit lane. Ruti now on the back of Bombastic. This is for second position. MedTC is going to come right on the back of Bombastic as well. He could switch the inside line in towards turn number 1. He does. And the Finn has to dive it down the inside line of Ruti Hullet as well. He gets one, does he? Bombastic on the inside line through 2. Oh my god. Very close to actual contact there. And now we sit and we just revel in what is actually happening out on track, because this is doing MedTC.
MedTC. I think that's unfortunate. Oh my goodness, MTC. Oh my god. MedTC made the car very loosey-goosey and managed to keep the position back as we missed Tom's overtake, getting past Bunty, because now Bunty's going to be struggling on those medium tyres. Lap 13. They've got to go in for another stop. I think they'll just better off going into a second stop. And Jensen and the others got to go in as well. So it's literally Kazizel, Tom. Where is Jonah? Jonah's been out. Oh no, he's at the far back. I don't know why.
Yeah, he's down in 15th. He lost it coming through. Harman got in the way of Yona. Basically, his AI car got in the way of Yona. Yona was side by side with Kazizel. And I think there was a bit of contact because Kazizel had to try and take a voting action on Harman's AI. And as I said in commentary there, that is the problem you get when you have an AI car coming out the pit lane. And that's why you don't get, really, drivers to retire out on track. T-Hawk is coming through the right-hander. He's surely got to come into the pit lane, as he's not going to come in the pit lane. Yona's now going side by side with him in towards turn number 1. Lou is going to look quite close on the back of Physico in towards turn number 1. He waits in behind for now, but Yona breezes past, as does Petavol. T-Hawk's really not getting involved in these battles, is he? Petavol down the inside line of Yona, tries to get the job done.
The outside Physico. And it's very interesting. Obviously, DRS, pure straight line speed, easily. Lou's got P9, and I think it's not over yet because Physico is trying to stay at the back behind him. I think it's just going to be better off trying to stay behind him. But as the top 5 are on their own, I feel like it's just a more interesting for the top 6. Or should I say net P3? No, net P2. Because with Baraka and Tom, they're on the hards. And Rudy, he's on the medium with 9 laps. But I'm pretty sure he definitely might have to go in the pits again. Unless he can try and keep those tyres in the end. He's got a decent enough gap. But will they be lucky to not see another safety car? We've seen one already. Will there be another one?
Possibly so. I think that's what Jensen certainly is relying on. He's not coming into pit lane this lap around. Ruti Hullet on the back of him is closing in, but not as quick as what you might actually think. MedTC, by the way, is on the back of Bombastic, and Kazizel's going to fly past him as well in towards turn number 1, yeah. And Kazizel actually going to make 2 for 1 here down the inside line in towards turn number 1. Oh, and he absolutely sends it on MedTC, and that is how you get a bit of a move going there. Ruthless aggression from Kazizel. He's Thunies into 3rd. Nice move there. Bombastic is Thunies into 4th, and now suddenly MedTC is on the back foot and he's down in P5. So both AlphaTauris get the move done. Kazizel gets a 2 for 1. Buy 1, you get 1 free, and he's Thunies into 3rd.
That just was amazing. That's just literally like how Michael Schumacher. Oh my goodness, that's funny. He almost just lost the car. But like I said,
Physico went into the back of him as well. I'm not sure if there's damage on the car. I don't think there is. And Physico actually is just trying to get Bunty out the way, because Bunty's a bit like a rolling roadblock, I think, at this stage. But continue what you were saying.
As I was saying, like, how Kazizel managed to do that, it just reminded me of, like, Spa. Mick Hakkinen and Michael Schumacher, they were trying to fight each other in the lap car, but they just managed to get past that, and that's definitely helped the AlphaTauri, as they are in 3rd and 4th. Definitely would be a good kick of the start for the constructors.
Davidenko, by the way, has just made a significant error coming through turn number 10. Locked up completely. I think he avoided going off on the right-hand side. and somehow just looped it around the outside of Ryan and retook the position. I've never seen anything like that before. So Davydenko Thuni's into 13, Jensen leading the way, Ruti Hill up there in second, Kazizel there in third, everyone going great guns. I think there's going to be no moves for the first time around in towards turn number 1. Maybe, as I say that though, physical on the back of Bunty, Barack on the back of Tom. No.
Oh no, they staying it calm. We'll see anyone else. I think it's just going to be
Teok on Pettervold down the inside line into turn 1. Tries to get the move done. Pettervold's going to have the traction though, and Pettervold should be through. He's into 15th, and he's got enough of a gap to keep that position. So Pettervold 15, Teok in 16. Poor Remco and Henry, by the way, they're on their own battle for the wooden spoon at the minute. 17th and 18th position, right at the back of the field. I feel so sorry for saying that to them, but they've just been totally outgunned. The safety car caught them out, of course. They got caught in contact as well, especially Henry. With the right side end plate of MTC runs into the back of Bombastic through turn 9. Left side end plate damage maybe on the car. I think he's got away with it though. The fin on the back of Bombastic, and Bombastic stays in 4th. MTC stays in 5th. It's gone through a little bit of a quieter period in the race, thank goodness. Jensen still though to come into the pit lane from the race lead. And I'd imagine he'll probably come in either this lap around or next lap around, because normally you can get 11, 12 laps in the Sutter Softs quite easily around here.
Yeah, definitely. And I remember last season as well when you was commentating, and I think it was Boseman who made a shocking way how to finish the race. He did near enough 15 laps, and on the final corner the soft tire just blown up. And it was amazing how to see he managed to cross the line. And I think as we see the two Haas drivers,
gonna let them through.
Baraka and Lou,
they are
going for it.
Oh my god, Baraka's just sent it down the inside line, and Tom's going to try and loop it around the outside. He's forced off track by the Spaniard, and Lou's going to have this back as well on Tom. Tom completely flat-footed there. Baraka's through, he's into 6th. Both Hasses eventually get through, and again a bit of ruthless aggression shown. Baraka in 6th, Lou are there in 7th, Tom in 8th, and look at the train in behind. It spans all the way down to Ryan, for goodness sake. What a race this is at the minute.
I think Gunther is going to be happy with that, and Jonah gets the inside of turn 8 at Fizigenko and trying to go around the outside. He got it already done as Macho just braked, almost looked like he was going to go up the inside by locking, but he didn't. That was very lucky from him and very good driving talent, as I thought Jonah was going to then go for Bunty, because Bunty is literally a sitting duck. Like the other drivers, on 17 laps of the mediums, surely they can't last up to until what? Lap 26, if they can drive them really calm. But everyone's just got ruthless aggression, and
Jensen's
just as Jensen comes in, and it's just going well, I don't know how to say it. It's just like the purge. Everyone's going mad as Bunny's now come in for the tyres. Sector 3 and T-Hawk.
Yep, can see him in the background. He spun through the final corner. He's got 2 Larry, I think, on the outside curb. Ryan, by the way, has got the move done on Davydenko. Nice dive bomb that, actually, by Ryan. He's into 9. Davydenko, though, fighting back through turn number 3, on up towards turn 4. And I think this is going to go maybe in the Scotsman's way, because he's on the inside line in towards turn 4. But the Spaniard hanging on for grim life. And Ryan, as I predicted there, is through, and he's into 9th, and Davydenko doesn't want to go for the move there because there would have been contact. Jensen, by the way, because Teok spun, I thought he was going to come out behind Teok. Luckily for Jensen, Teok has spun. Jensen's now going to be 2.5 seconds quicker than the rest of the field for a good 5 laps, I think, before the tyres start going off. So Jensen now, in basically 3 or 4 laps time, he is going to be on the back of Davydenko. No question about it. Drivers in front, Macho still yet to pit in from 8th position. Jensen's guaranteed top 10 nonetheless, but if he can get onto the back of the train in behind, the only thing that is going to hold Jensen back is the DRS trains around here. DRS trains are so potent, if you're in one, you've got to be following and you've got to be gaining time. Jensen has got to rely on the corners around this track. Luckily there's more of them than actual straight, so Jensen can catch back up, but it's going to be a bit more difficult than what he might have imagined.
Yeah, very. He's got to basically be like Lewis Hamilton, put the hammer down and just get on with it. What are we going to say? Jensen, let's go Jensen Henson or Jensen Benson? What looks like hustle the Russell? Who knows? But I just pay attention to Ruti and Kazizel. They are the medians for Ruti. It's actually interesting. He's still 2/10 faster than Kazizel. So those medians are just not quite done yet.
No, they're not done yet at all. Kazizel there in second, 2.4 seconds behind. He's losing time. Ruti, I think, has just got solid pace here tonight. On that set of mediums, he's been brilliant. Kazizel, oh, a bit of slide actually coming out of turn 10 there from Kazizel. And for me, it's going to start becoming the crossover period between mediums and hards. Hards are now going to come online. Around this point in the race, they're going to come online. They're probably a little bit fresher now than Ruti's tyres, which means Kazizel can now use his pace to try and catch back up on those hards. Always going to be longer term compared to shorter term. Kazizel is going to close in now on Ruti Hullett. No questions about it. 9 laps to go after this one. Ruti Hullett leads the way. Kazizel there in second. Lou in third. All manner of battles, by the way, going on further down the field. Jensen, by the way, is half the gap already on this lap alone. Now in 10th position, 3.7 seconds behind the likes of Davydenko. And this battle, which is going to include Yona possibly getting the move done on Tom. And Barak going to take Lou down towards turn number 1. And Yona, I'm just running board with Yona on the outside line in towards turn number 1. Lou nearly parks it in towards turn number 1.
All contact.
And Yona on the inside line has to try and force the way through turn 2. And that's a bit of a barging match through there. And Yona gets the position. Again, I think Yona would have got the move on traction anyways, but a little bit of contact like that can easily be avoided, and it can easily turn in your disadvantage rather than advantage. Yona Thuni's interface might just need to work on his driving there slightly.
Yeah, just like a bit of aggressive on that, because with Yona, I know he's like had a bit of an unfortunate race halfway through, and he's just been a bit aggressive with it. And like I say, Tom was doing everything he can, trying to defend for that position. But like I say, he's now got to try and push those mediums. And yeah, he's got like enough time, but if he can try and push it a little bit quicker and try and get past Lou and Baraka, he's going to be looking P3 as Baraka, like it says on the board, he's got a 3-second time penalty. And everyone else got a 3-second time. Only 4 driving 3-second time penalties. So whoever's in P4 with Lou, Jonah, and Tom, this is technically a battle for top 3, maybe top 2. But Kazizel's easily breezing.
Yeah, 2.3 seconds behind compared to the ERS. Kazizel's using up a lot more ERS than Ruti Hullett. It's about 20% more Ruti has got over Kazizel. Doing a good job, but Kazizel's pace is now beginning to come into play. 2.2 seconds now. Gaps are going to come down only 2 or 3 tenths per second for the next couple of laps. But by my calculations, he's probably going to be on the back of him, lap 26, 27. And if he's on the back of him within a second of him, Kazizel is going to have a chance of the race win. And I think, even at this point, he's got a chance of the race win. Ruti leading the way, though. Kazizel in second, Barak in third, Lou there in fourth, Yona in fifth, Tom in sixth, Physical seventh, Ryan in eighth, Davydenko ninth. Jensen, by the way, is now latched onto this train in 10th. So already, as I said, he would halve the gap. He's halved the gap again, and he's now on the back of Davydenko. Maybe on the run up towards turn number 11, but he's not going to get the move done here. And the Red Bull just weaving thin air, basically, there. He was defending thin air, and Jensen, look at the speed he closes up at compared to Davydenko, and the Spaniard is going to be outdone possibly in towards 13 here. If Jensen wants to dive this down the inside line, thought he was, but he's not. He might get the run in towards turn number 14 on him, but I think he'll probably wait for the DRS more than anything. Yeah, Davydenko, though, lagging back slightly, and you don't want to be in the back of a lagging driver, because, obviously, it ruins your own race, and it ruins their race as well. Up in the field, though, Yona is going to get the move done possibly on Lou, but he's just sitting in the slipstream at the minute. Jensen, though, is going to get that move done now on Davydenko, and Physical is going to get that move done on Tom. Yeah, down the inside line and towards turn 1. Gets the job done, and he's Thuni's into 6th. Jensen now Thuni's into 9th. One target has now gone, and Davydenko. Next one up, Ryan ahead of him. A second ahead. I think he'll probably get him done down in towards turn 1 again.
Yeah, definitely. He just need to really get close, and it'll be good if he can try and keep up. And someone's lost their front wing. Jonah, that is very unfortunate.
VSC.
Unfortunate, as VSC's come out. So, how long will this VSC? It probably might just not be long. It might be like probably 10 seconds. So, it would depend. I don't think it'll last that long, because if it does, would some of the drivers want to risk it going in the pits? If it was me, I would just still stay on the same strategy what you're on, boys. As like I said, Jensen would have been able to get that DRS, but luckily, as it's VSC, they don't take the DRS away. It's only on the safety cars, so. And it also just depends, because once that VSC goes, they just got to react quick. As we'll have a look at the leaders. Are they going to stay on the strategies, or are they going to come in?
No, definitely staying out. They have to. Oh, as Lewis picked up a penalty for a drive-through, as has Bombastic. So both of them have got a drive-through penalty. And for Lou, who was setting in P4, and he's got in the wall actually at the final corner. That is probably out of annoyance, I think, more than anything else. Lou is into the pit lane. He's going to have a drive-through penalty. It's going to put him maybe still on the points. MedTC's going to come through. Physical, by the way, and Yona, I think, came into contact. That's why they're both into the pit lane. Lou is going to be in the points still, coming out of the pit lane, I think. He's going to be side by side with Macho. Macho's going to be ahead of him, possibly, and he is ahead of him. Jensen, by the way, through on Ryan. He's into 5th. Macho, though, ahead of Lou. And Lou, unfortunately, is now out of the points, and he lets Petterval through, and I think he knows that his race is won, to be honest. I think Lou now, 12th at the moment in time, hasn't been his race at all. Bombastic with a tie coming into the pit lane. I do not blame him at all. Luckily, nobody coming through. Jensen has to take a void in action on the back of Tom. Goodness me. Right on the back, has to take a void in action. Luckily, they're still in the race. Yeah.
I don't know if he's got damage. I doubt it. He just avoid it. And this could be, and I mean it, Jensen needs to stop getting his magical hat and keep pulling out the magical treats for him every time. This man is like a magician. He gets the magic hat, pulls a bunny out of it, and it's just like always the podium. And if he now keeps those soft really nice and calm, like you said, they only last up to 5 or 6 laps. And Jensen's probably done how many laps on these tyres?
5.
4 laps. He's only done 4 laps, so he's got enough time. And he now blitzed past Tom. If he really, really pushed really hard, he might keep up with Baraka, as Baraka's got a 3-second time penalty. This might give him a podium. This would be a really cheerful drive for him.
I'll tell you what, though, because this will begin to get on with things. In second position, 1.5 seconds now the gap. It is inching closer. It is lap 26, my prediction, going to come right. We're just a lap away from it, and he's 1.4 seconds behind. Macho and Lou into the pit lane, going clearly for a fastest lap attempt. Remco, by the way, is going to get overtaken by Henry around the outside and towards turn 1. Nice move that by Henry. He's thrown he's into 12. Hasn't been Henry's race at all, but everything in front of him has really fallen into place for him to get maybe a top 12 as well. And Remco just tried to go on the outside line there. I do not know what he was thinking in terms of that. Answers on a postcard, I think, for that one. Remco on the outside line. Henry was clearly going to stick to his line. Physical, by the way, gets the move done on Petterval out of turn 8, gets the job done, and he's through into 10. Henry there in 12. Remco in 13th, and Remco was one very lucky boy there, because if there was contact there, which there was slightly, but if there was more contact, it could have easily ended up in Remco being out the race, and maybe a safety car being deployed. Remco very lucky. And he wants to watch that back because I've never seen... Do I say what I was going to say? No, I'll leave it. Remco in 13.
we'll let the
could have been avoided, is all I'm saying.
Could have been, but like I say, unfortunately, drivers just want to be aggressive and just want to get on with it. As Jensen, we'll skip that. I thought Tom was going to go for a move for Ryan. Tom is right behind Ryan. Ryan is trying to defend. He's like a sitting dog. This is why Tom's going round the outside.
This is exactly what Remco tried to do last lap around, but he didn't manage it, and Tom didn't manage it there. But at least Tom actually had an attempt at doing it.
Yes, Tom did try, but he thought better of it. As I think some drivers also are basically confused why they are watching other drivers getting fast lap outside the points, and even you viewers, I bet you're thinking to yourself, why are people trying to go for the fastest lap, yet they're not in the top 10? For FRL, it's very different. If you even get the fastest lap not in top 10, you will get an extra point as your little goodie bag treatment. And like I say, it would be very good if you guys could try and get us to 800 subscribers, as FRL has been a massive achievement. Yeah, FRL has been a massive achievement, and all these drivers are just driving their best just to get themselves out there, and not only that, entertain you guys. And if you guys feel free and want to join in the league, as Tom goes for a little cheeky drifter as he's now trying to go behind, like I say, think about joining in and also subscribe, as Tom will try and get this move on. Never mind.
Jonas side by side with Teok on the run down towards 14 as well, and the Williams is surely going to get this move done down the inside line. Ruti Hollett, by the way, is coming under significant pressure out in front from Kazizel, and I'd say lap 26 would be under a second, and damn well I'm right. Remco, I think, is coming into the pit lane. He is. He's going to go for that fastest lap attempt, and now Teok is going to breeze past Jona in towards turn number 1, and the German flies through. Is he going to fly through, though, on the Dutchman? The Dutchman just outbrakes him completely down the inside line, and that is full censored if I've ever seen it. Jona Thuni's into 13, Teok there into 14, but more crucially, battle for the lead now going on. Ruti Hollett leads the way, Kazizel in second. This is Kazizel's time now to not use up any ERS and attack him on the final lap of the race. Kazizel has got a tyre advantage. He has also got an ERS advantage at this point. They're around the same level, but Kazizel is behind him, and he will have a DRS advantage. Running an ERS advantage, running down and towards turn 1. If he doesn't go for the move here, he'll attack him down and towards turn 1 on the final lap, and this is surely now on for Kazizel. I think he will carry the speed, but he's just going to intend to stay in behind on Ruti Hollett here, down and towards turn number 1, and in fact he's actually going to go for the moves. It just proves me completely wrong. Kazizel through, really he's into the lead of the race, and he forces nearly Ruti Hollett offline. He is allowed to do that, but Kazizel now attacks into turn 1, gets the job done. He's got fresher tyres, and he's got a 3-second advantage now with Ruti picking up a penalty, and Kazizel, in the end, has made his move to absolute perfection, because Ruti Hollett now, as long as Kazizel doesn't pick up a 3-second penalty, Kazizel's going to be winning this race.
Come on, ding, 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 Jensen, you got to get in that fight, mate, because now there's a pressure he's on.
He will.
I bet he sees that on the top left of his side as Jonah and Henry have a little switcheroo, as now Jensen's got to now realise that he could get in top 2 like I called it. As he's really done well, trying to keep up with it. And I've just realised, James, we didn't even do our top 3 predictions, did we? Well, do you think it's a bit too late now if we do it right now?
Kazizel, Ruti, Jensen, that's my top 3. It's guaranteed, because Barak has obviously got a penalty. Jensen has got no penalties at all. He doesn't even need to overtake him, to be honest. But I think Jensen will. He want the pride out on track, and Barak
he's waiting for the DRS, and Barak is trying to back him up.
He's not. He's actually lagging down the straight, down in towards 14. That is why Jensen backed off, and I think now down in towards someone who's going to get the move done. The Brit on the back of the Spaniard, the old 2 title rivals from last season, about to do a hammer and tongs battle in towards turn number 1, but Jensen surely going to carry the speed around the outside. Barak brakes very late on the brakes, nearly drifts it through the car, but Jensen's got to force on the inside line. There's a bit of contact, but Barak, with I think the drift, had just positioned his car off centre, and now Jensen Thuni's into P3. Totally legal that. Jensen Thuni's into 3rd. He would have got the move done anyways, I think, if there wasn't any contact. Final lap of the race, though. Kazizel leads the way. Ruti Hollett in 2nd, and battle for 6th, is it?
5. I was just about to say, where the hell did TC come from? He's up the back. He's up the back of them as Fisico and Bunty doing a switcheroo. Could TC sneak past Tom and Ryan for P5? I know there's only one DRS straight, but do you think they're just going to go for it really harsh? We'll find out right now. DRS is now activated. And, yeah, but TC is literally not going to give up. I think he's going to go for it.
Oh, wow.
Inside. Definitely, it's going to be rewarded. How much is McTC got on the energy? Only 8%.
Needed us at the final corner, but Kazizel now on the run to the line will win the Bahrain Grand Prix and take the championship lead into Jeddah. Ruti in the end has finished in second. Jensen around the final corner to finish in third. There's a yellow flag, and that's Davydenko who has spun. And is that possibly a puncture that he has picked up? It is a puncture. It's a rear right puncture for Davydenko. So unfortunately, 22 laps, considering Ruti and Ryan got 24 laps on those mediums, just comes to show how good you've got to be on your tyres around here. Because Little takes the win, Ruti Hull at second, Jensen in third, and what I can say is I've got my top 3 prediction right.
Last minute call though, as what is that from Jonah? I think he's very angry by what happened. He just smashed the car up in the middle of the lane, but he's got the fastest lap though, so he definitely gets the bonus points, although he's not in the points. But like I say, bonus points as Actually, just the same. I don't know what they're doing.
Davydenko across the line, 16th in the end for Davydenko. Considering he was in the points at the start of the lap, he's ended up with no points. Heartbreaking for Davydenko. He was in, I think, 10th position going on to the final lap of the race, and obviously lost it down there. Unbelievable. But driver of the day, World Birmingham fans, is Jensen. I think it can only go surely to one person, and that's Kazizel, surely.
Yeah, Sizzle definitely done well as well, and like I say, he really planned really well with a one-stop strategy. As I remember last season with me in his Formula 3, yeah, I definitely couldn't keep up, and it was very hard to keep those hard nice and warm, like I say, even with the safety car. So Kazizel definitely deserved driver of the day. Jensen would be backup driver of the day, but yeah, Kazizel's done really well, fought really well, and if anyone thinks that we're not going to do any interviews, we can do interviews, but we'll just have to do it on a videotape like the old 1998.
Yeah, if you can get the top 3 in, and we'll have to do quick interviews, I think. I'm not sure how long's left, actually, on this recording, because this is the lead. Wins from Ruti in second, Jensen there in third. If you can, obviously, invite the top 3 in while I'm just commentating through, that'd be great. Barack there in fourth, MedTC in fifth, URL Ryan in sixth, Tom in the end in 7th. Considering his best lap was a 1:30 flat, and everyone else ahead of him were 28.4s, 27.7 in Jensen's perspective. Tom did well to finish in 7th, I think, in that race. Physical there in 8th, Bunty in 9th, Pettervoll in 10th. Yona ran off the top 11. He does pick up the fastest lap of the race as well, 26.9. Henry there in 12th, Teork in 13th, Lou in 14th, Macho in 15th, Davydenko in 16th, Remco in 17th. 3 DNFs out of the race, Bombastic, Harman and Kachow. Kachow, unfortunately, with that contact with Macho earlier on in the race. Harman obviously retiring in the pit lane, as did Bombastic. So really good racing out on track, because this will go out on top. Ruti Hull in second, Jensen third, and we'll try and get the top 3 in, while I will whet the appetite a bit more, of course, for what is to come up next week, of course, at the Jeddah Street Circuit. 6.1 kilometres in the Jeddah Street Circuit, and Oliver, obviously, if it's anything like the battle we had between our race winner tonight and the man who finished in third last in the battle, obviously, for first and second that day in Jeddah last season, could be fascinating race.
Definitely, for sure. As I thought Jensen invited me into the party, but I've just added the free driver. I'm going to try and get them in. But yeah, I just can't wait. They've all have said their own piece on the track. And like we said, we've been waiting for this in the pre-season testing, and all this waiting has been finally paid off. I just can't wait to see what round 2 would be, because round 2, Saudi Arabia, is just like a Monaco Grand Prix, but you gotta be aggressive, you gotta be fast, and you definitely can't see any walls, because if you see the walls in quali, that's it, race over. Well, qualifying's over, but your race has gotta be really on point after that. But like I say, it'll be interesting to see, because Jensen, like we say, Jensen, a 2-time world champion, and I think this year is going to be the year where Jensen's not going to be Super Jensen. It's going to be an interesting battle to see who will get the championship.
Yeah, definitely. So it's going to be fascinating, of course. Big congratulations, by the way, to Charlie, who has taken the F2 win, my old commentary partner from last season. So well done, Posh Boy, on the race victory. that is his nickname. Trust me on that
Good old
one.
Posh Boy. We love
Good
you,
old
Posh Boy. Well done.
Good old Posh Boy, yeah. Hopefully we can get, as I say, the top 3 in for interviews. I know Kazizzle has been invited to the party, literally as I say that, he's just appeared and joined. Kazizzle, top step of the podium, fantastic win from your perspective. Talk us through it, because that wasn't easy.
Nah, definitely not. Yeah, 100%. So, quali was decent, P2, you know, that's pretty good. Then I just focused on, you know, my plan was to go soft medium, as I'm guessing majority of people was. And then when the safety car came out, I done a little bit of testing earlier, and I was like, I don't think mediums can make it, and if so, they'll be slower. So I was like, you know what? I made like at the last moment, I was like, just gonna go hard, see what happens. And when the safety car came in, I was like, oh god, I don't know if this is the right call, because the mediums were so much quicker. So I ended up just trying to hold on, and luckily the guys ahead caught up with traffic, so I was able to get sort of back up to them, if you get what I mean. And then the rest of the race, I was saving tyres, because even on my hards, I had like 75% wear at the end, so I was just making sure I actually made it. And then I knew the mediums were going to fall off, so I just made sure that I was gaining a few temps every single lap, and then yeah, his tyres fell off dramatically, and I was just able to go straight by.
Yeah, and I was saying in commentary there, obviously this is going to be uploaded later as a video, by the way, we're not live streaming this at all,
Yep.
But on the penultimate lap of the race, I was saying in commentary, you're not going to go for the move, you're going to wait until the final lap. What made you actually go for that move down and towards turn 1 on the penultimate lap? Because it proved to be, obviously, the winning move, and obviously Ruti picked up a 3-second penalty shortly after.
Yeah, I wasn't planning to. He was just so slow in the straight that I was like, I might as well just go for it. And I felt like I had a massive pace advantage, so I was like, even if I get by, I feel like I'll be able to pull 6 tenths in the second sector. And I end up just, you know, I was like, okay, I'll just go for it. And he made a mistake, I think, out of turn 2, and he got a 3-second time penalty, so I was like, oh, okay, that's made life easier. But 100% it was a risk going for it second to last lap, because even though I thought his tyres were off, you never know, you could have had like 30% ERS, you never really know.
Yeah, honestly, I think I convinced myself a little bit more for you to go for the move on the final lap of the race. You'll certainly watch it back in commentary. Oliver, I'm going to come across to you. Any questions?
Yeah, not a load of questions, but a very interesting question. With those hard tyres, did you feel like you were struggling at all? Because seeing some drivers going on the hard tyres in Bahrain, and literally how to keep those tyres nice and warm. Unlike the softs and the medium, you can keep them warm to a certain amount, but with the hards, they're just like, you're just driving on ice with them, and trying to keep it warm, it's just not even getting any better. So how did you keep those tyres nice and warm just to win that race and be basically the king at Bahrain?
Yeah, to be honest, it was really difficult, because at one point I looked to my rear left and it was like 90 degrees, and I was like, oh god. Here we go again. But to be honest, you work the tyres a little bit harder. So every time my tyres would drop a bit, I would just, the next lap I'd just push a little bit harder. And you know what, on hards, at any track it's always difficult, because the grip they have is just so minimal. So it's all about consistency, because the one thing with the hards is they can keep the same pace throughout the whole race. So as long as I knew that, as long as I was consistent, I probably could end up having a chance.
Yeah, definitely so.
Oh.
Go on.
The other question would be as well, like, you was really quick at qualifying. I'm pretty sure last season as well, you stuck it on pole. Any idea how you just do it on pole position with Bahrain? Are you secretly, like, got a bit of Bahrain blood in you? Are you secretly living there right now, learning, or doing, like, a load of tests? You're just on it with Bahrain.
Yeah, to be honest, I've been playing F1 since I was like 12 or 13, so I have a lot of experience around this track. So I don't know, for a lot of people, I feel like it's just making sure you put the time and practice in, because the more practice you put in, the more comfortable you are, therefore the quicker you are. So for anyone like who listens, just stick at it, because eventually you will get to the pace you want to be, and for some people it just takes longer.
Definitely from the wise man, Kazizzle, a round of applause for your winner of the day. And I'm trying to get the other two drivers who finished in second and third. just can't get anything from them. So I think, thank you ever so much, Kazil, for being the only driver being interviewed. Thank you ever so much. And that was an amazing race. It will be interesting to see how you can definitely fight for that title. We'll see if Jensen going to be F2 or a 2-time world champion or maybe a 3. Who knows? But thank you ever so much for a great race. That was amazing.
Yeah, thank you guys.
And Kazizzle, before you go, final question from me. Saudi Arabia, next week, more like the same last season with Jensen?
Yeah, that brought back some flashbacks. You know what? You never know, because, like, everyone knows how quick Jensen is, so, like, I would love to have a nice, championship fight with him. It'd just be great. But let's just hope. For my heart, it isn't good, but for the viewers, it's always great to have a last lap battle, so we'll just have to wait and see.
We're going to be seeing plenty of battles, I think, next week in Jeddah. Go and enjoy your evening, though.
Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Very welcome indeed. And that rounds us off here tonight for FRL. Fantastic, of course, to have Kazizzle alongside us in the commentary box, I should say, in terms of the interviews, and for purposes only that Kazizzle is still here, I think. Driver of the day does go to Kazizzle. Fantastic drive, of course, and I'm sure he gets awarded with that driver of the day. I'm certainly going to be putting that in the DODT poll later on. But that rounds us off. Thank you so much for watching here in FRL. Of course, if you're brand new to the stream, like, comment, subscribe, tick that notification bell, of course, if you're new. If you're watching this later on, just ignore the fact that we had to try and record this on the go here tonight instead of actually live stream.